rooftop talk, every stolen kiss, every late night walk, every secret wish, every second chance, every time we dance underneath the light of the street lamp.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday, June 6th, 2017. And we're going to continue with what we started on last time. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Twitch chat client wasn't working. Anyway, right. So we're gonna start Visual Studio. Okay. We're still on Unreal Engine 4.15. We're not in the process of upgrading yet, because we get quite a bit of time before we need to. We don't want to skip a 2 version, so I want to go to 4.16 at some point. I've got to go race 4.17, which hasn't even been announced yet, so. Yeah, anyway, long story short is, so on 4.15, we're going to be that way until we have our, we get back to programming. But for now, all we're doing is redecorating, and today we're probably going to spend our time doing the waterfall effect, as I was saying earlier. So, this is what we had last time. We're just gonna keep adding detail to the level. All this stuff is world relative. I tried to fix it so that way last time we tried to fix it so that way this world relative material would also apply. We do unlit. There. This world relative material would also apply when rotated, but the math wasn't something I could just figure out. So I said, forget it. We're just gonna do UV map cubes and have a second material. Not that it really matters all that much from a practical standpoint, but, you know. Actually, now that I think of it. Okay, so we didn't. Yeah, okay, good. Close that. Oh, and UV-based voxel is there as well. Okay, good. Want to make sure I didn't accidentally create it in there and I only created the instances, because I only want the instances to be in the subfolder. So I don't have these weird, like, you know, this folder, down, one, over, up is where the instance is compared to the original. I want it to be kind of like original and then out to each level. Just helps for organization, so you don't be like, hey, which level was I working on at the time that I made that base material so I can make another instance of it, right? Another instance of it. A more instance. Let's just stop that, stop on that for a second. A more instance. I promise that I actually get paid as a writer. That is actually my day job. It's gonna be a beautiful day, I think. Okay, so now we're not gonna be world relative, so we have to actually have the size of the objects matter, as opposed to just fixing it in the material. Which actually might end up being better too, because we want the object size to increase and decrease, and it would probably be better if I just have it automatically scale with the size of the object, versus having to poke the material each time to change its scale as well as the object. So in hindsight, it's probably better we did UV relative, but you know. And our water material, I mean, clearly looks like it's supposed to be a plastic, but it looks more like a frosted glass sort of thing, but you know. Interesting how the reflections pop in, and the reason why it does that is because it's screen space. So if it's not rendered in the buffer, it's not going to be reflected, because it's just copying from the buffer one part to another. Hence screen space. Right. So at some point we're going to create a bridge, probably based off our original model, just voxelized. Then we'll create a road, which will probably be like you know, silver with gray tiles. I'll probably want to add some variation as well to that, but I'll do that after. Right, so this is what it looks like in game. Well, in game with spectator, I should say. When you're in, when it's your turn, it's going to be slightly different. So how's everyone doing this fine Tuesday? Actually, now I think of it, I'm going to have to use Visual Studio. Well, I'm not going to upgrade to 4.16 right now because, you know, the stream started. That'd be a very boring stream, just watching something download and install. But I'm going to have to use Visual Studio for this because I'm going to want this to be a C++ object. Okay then. Right. Before I do that, I'm going to load our stream instance of Firefox. We're going to look a little bit about how to do physics actors. So, UE4, C++ physics actor. Or was it rigid body? Just to make sure I know what I'm doing before I start. That's a lot of force. Okay. So, UE4 arrow component. Rendering an editor. Okie dokie. So we're going to create a new... Oops, I clicked the wrong button. Still clicked the wrong button. This is going to be a good day. We're going to create a new C++ class. It's going to be based off actor, because we're going to place it in the level. We're going to place several of them in the level. And all it's going to do is it's going to create a static mesh component, just like a cube of some sort. Actually, probably using just a cube. I never actually try to use a cube as a mesh. I always just import it. Box component. Is it actually no. I was gonna say, does it actually render, but apparently not. It's apparently just rendered as a outline. Okay. That's what I thought, but, just making sure. Okie dokie. So we're going to grab this object. That's what I'm looking for. Dimensions 2 meters. Nope. Let's actually go into our... yeah, it's wub wub. Add mesh, cube. Boom, boom, boom. 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter. And then... whoops, what am I doing? There we are. Location, rotation scale. And then, so for this one, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to make sure that all faces are, UV mapped correctly. So I don't remember what Blender defaults to. So we're just gonna go here and do mark seams. We're gonna mark them all as faces, and we're gonna do unwrap. Right, forgot about that. It's not gonna work. Okay, so 0 margin. I'm gonna have to go into here, then do unwrap, then do unwrap, do unwrap, then do unwrap, then do unwrap, wrap. And they are all unwrapped correctly. Now, I could be wrong on orientation of this. I would have to put symbols. People usually use numbers to see which orientation all of these would be. However, my material is rotationally symmetric on the 90s, so it's just a frame. So I don't really care. So we're just gonna assume, we're just gonna, pretend it worked out fine. Whether it does or doesn't, who cares? The new Humble Bundle that's filled with anime-like visual novels. Yeah, I heard about that today. I didn't see much about it, though. What's the flashing app on the Windows hotbar? That's HexChat. Yeah, so instead of being logged into Twitch, I can use an IRC client. That's what I do for 2 reasons. First off, performance. HexChat works a lot better than, various Twitch chat, especially when we started with Flash. It was high performance than that. We used to use, what was that Java one? Chatty? I think it was Chatty. And that was pretty slow, so I hooked it up to HexChat. Because first off, I have IRC going anyway, so why would I, have something special for Twitch when I already use IRC clients for, Freenode, Piece Perspective, and a couple other places, Mozilla. And then, on top of all that, I can hook it up to do things like beep for this one server, or just one channel, when someone says something and stuff like that. And if someone mentions to me by name, it'll make the icon flash, which is usually when someone in my chat or in another chat wants to talk to me directly. Sometimes it occurs when people give me auto host, though. Or directly host me. So that's that. So if you're wondering the flashing is, it's an IRC client. Long way of saying that. Anyway, we're good. Cool. Okay, so now I can go into object mode, grab you. I'll save again because why not? Export FBX. Just selected objects. I don't want to export the entire scene. And then we're going to go into check it 4.15, content folder, meshes. We're just going to have it be a base mesh for now. Voxel, UV, base. Voxel UV base to match the name scheme of this. Then we'll do export. Yeah, everything's good. Good. Now Real's gonna say, "Hey!" Yes, imports. Don't generate like map UVs because it's not gonna be lit. So you know what? We're gonna do that. We are going to light map it because even though I don't intend on light mapping these are going to be dynamic, if I want in the future, I have Blender open right now. I can just do it right now. So let's just do it right now, right? What's in the mini fridge? Yeah, Coca-Cola, Pepsi throwback. Because they have real sugar and it was kind of a Canadian 150th anniversary thing. Also, I'm a bit on the lazy side, so an empty jar of pickles and an expired thing of cream cheese that I just haven't gotten around to getting rid of yet. That's basically it. Anyway, we'll add there, light map. So now we're going to go into edit mode, and then the light map UVs. We're going to do an unwrap. We want to give it a 0.05. And that's all I can really do because I can't really make this any more efficient while still keeping them the same. Oh, for some reason it looked like only the top one was there, but that's because it was the selected one. Or the active one. Okay, so now we're going to go back into object mode. Grab you. Then our save. And we're going to export. Make sure it's selected objects and go back to the voxel UV base. This is not efficient again, it's just a cube, but import. Okay. So now we have that. We can then go into actor, create a new actor. We're gonna call it we call it waterfall spawner. That could work. There's no ham in there. Was I one of those nerds that made games in their calculators during class? No, I did not, because I, in like a pre-calculus class and whatever, that we had to use TI-83s and stuff like that for, I always used a school calculator, because they had a little borrow program. You just bring the batteries and you can just use them. So why would I spend $100 or whatever, $130 or whatever it was, to use a calculator that's there for free, right? That said, I say that, but my sister bought one, and now she is an elementary school teacher, doesn't exactly need it. Well, it does. So she let me borrow it for programming. So, it's actually my sister's calculator. I think at one point she installed games on it because, you know, but not at the moment. And also, a nerd would have a math degree. I'd be a geek. Anyway. I don't know why I stopped it for anything. Anyway, sorry for disappointing everyone. Okay, so waterfall spawner. Mirror nerd, he says. Okay. Sometimes the hardest thing in programming is just coming up with a good name. And this is a good name, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's not gonna be a block though. It's actually gonna be a spawner because it'll shoot blocks out that will then be responsible for despawning them. And religion locked up for a bit. An epic name spelled the AMD way, yeah. Shooting blocks sounds dangerous. Don't worry, they're voxels. Protect the king, yeah. Did it actually lock up in religion? So what it's going to do is it's going to be something I place in a level, and every little while, probably going to have some randomization into it. It's going to spawn a cube, animate it bigger, apply the material of course, animate it bigger, and then shoot it off. And then it'll track as it goes down, and eventually despawn it and create a new one. So it'll constantly loop. But that'll make sure that the amount of, I'm going to say particles, it's not going to be a particle, it's going to be a mesh rigid body, but that'll keep normal. Okay, so a test for a geek. What is the first Pokemon game? I don't know if there's anything before it, but I had Pokemon Blue when I was in elementary school. I think Red was first, although they launched it at basically the same time. Amir just said Red. My first was Blue. Well, there's my answer. Okay, so it generated what I needed. Now let's see why it crashed. Oh, it may have been not aware of Unreal Engine, Visual Studio 2017. Oh, it may have crashed during hot reload. That's something I need to figure out. Didn't green come out after? Right, green and blue. Green for Soul Invasion later, okay. So blue and red, featuring green. Green, updates to Japanese blue. Ah, cool. Okie dokie. So, right. I'll move the header over here, and I'll work on the class there. Can ever take is true, yes. Super begin play, yes. We do want to keep this open. I was thinking of closing it, but I am going to want to get references. Copy reference, sorry, there we are. To this, as well as the mesh. Here. As a matter of fact, I can do M water. Oh, let me do an M voxel. Oh, it's UV, isn't it? There we are. So now we know it works like that. My glasses break, how do I fix them? I know you're thinking something along tape or whatever. If possible, I just go to the store. But, or I take my other pair of glasses and I just wear them. But yeah, the tape or whatever would be the answer you're probably expecting. I mean, the store is just, you know, what, 5-10 minute walk away. Yeah, I'm not gonna actually. I am lazy nerd apparently. What was the original asset again? The default material is what I'm looking for. Come on. Default material. Oh. Go to material. Oh, it's not listed here. Ah, okay. Sure, save like that. Sure, whatever. Okay. UV channel 1, UV is good, UV channel 0 is good. That's what we want. Okie dokie. So here, okay, right. Okay, so, setbox extends. Huh. Should have it be here so I can just see it. I actually want to have this be the non-default one, so const object initializer. Object initializer, and then we'll have to call super object initializer, which means in here we're gonna have to in here we're gonna have to just be so const object initializer, because we want to we want to access object initializer to give it some default properties. Base component equals object. Oh, I didn't do that. Right, I need to add a slot for that. Did I have it be a box component for that? Actually, no, I don't. What? Oh, you boss component. Okay, I did. So here, base component. Initializer dot create default sub object box component. I can't type for my life today. This text equals, I think it's box component. Yeah. And this is just because we need to provide it something as a root component in order for you to actually be able to move in the level. Base component set box extents. I believe this is half height, so it'd be 50. Inbox extends. The overlap's true. Okay. Base component set mobility e component mobility shouldn't matter, although it's going to be movable. Because we're just going to be spawning stuff that's going to fly off of it, and that's what really matters, but yeah. And then this assigns that to the root component, so now we can move the actor around the level without the game crashing, which is a good sign. A good start, I should say. Right. So then we'll have to create a use static mesh component, I believe. Is that correct? Yeah. Use static mesh components. I'm losing my train of thought. Okay, for the object is going to tumble, so water voxel mesh? Sure, why not? Over here, water voxel mesh equals object initializer dot create default sub object static mesh component as text water voxel mesh. Okay. So water voxel mesh set mobility, key component mobility. Movable. I say, IntelliSense doesn't really want to keep up with me. Let's try cast shadow equals true. This could end up being a performance nightmare, but and then water voxel mesh, attach two components. Don't you love it where it just shows you the wrong thing? It's like, hey, so here's the IntelliSense to help you, and it's bleeding over to the next side where it's actually written in the way you need it. 13 FPS for the win on a 1080 Ti. No, not, well, I mean, it depends on how many I create, but yeah. And I'm not even sure if it's really going to make much of a difference, because it's only going to be shadowing on itself. And I'm not sure if the effect I have will look good like that. It could, though, so I want to just check to make sure. So I need a static load object. Come on, where is that? Oh, update match, there we are. Static mesh. Water voxel mesh object equals cast use static mesh static load object use static mesh no static class. Oh yeah, of course. Null, and then the URL, we're gonna want to have it be this guy. Copy reference. There we are. And now we have it. We're going to water voxel mesh set static mesh water voxel mesh object. I forget I semicolon or something. IntelliSense was freaking out like I forgot something. Then new material. water UV material object. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I just have to set the material so equals, at least according to what I need to do right now. I don't know if it's going to change. Casting material, then static load object, new material, static class, and then I can't remember what the other things are. Null. And then text. Why is there a third one then? Oh, it's missing one. That's for that, that's for that, and that's for that. So now in here, we're going to go into materials, cross streams. What if something I want to have be higher up? What would you do if my game ran at most 20 FPS on the last Tech Tip 10 Gamers 1 CPU build? Well, I'm not sure what their performance will end up being. Hi, sweet Henrik. Welcome to the chat. As it stands right now, we're getting around 170 FPS on a GTX 1080. Before I really kind of, you know, if I package out, not shipping, but as a development editor, the bug editor goes a bit slower. And that's without real tuning. So, you know, we'll see, but hopefully I had decent enough performance. Got the reference. They ran Crisis on it. Okay, that's a good start. I mean, Crisis is not exactly that much of a difficult game anymore. And this is just so I can set it to material channel 0, which is the first one. That should be it. So now when we create this, it has that. I could do some games where I hide and show the mesh, but I'm not sure if I just want to have it be, you know, like that in editor. Actually, we should probably have it even be smaller than that. So let's do 10. 10. Apple or Android? I use Android. I avoid Apple products when possible. So now what I need to do is I need to think of some way to make the object spawn and fall, and spawn and fall, and spawn and fall. Well, spawn, fall, reset, stuff like that, right? Sure, Green Guy 37. Call me nerd if you want. Even though I don't have a math degree. I do not have a math degree, is what I said. Not even a minor. I was supposed to get a minor, but I didn't. There was a administration error, and they told me to do certain course structure, and so I aligned my courses to those and said, yeah, it'll be fun. I said, okay, cool. And then the last semester, they were like, oh, by the way, these courses double counted. And I said, this is what you told me to do. And they said, oh, well, you can take another year. And I said, no, I've been accepted to Teachers College. And I said, oh, that sucks. It's like, okay, then. Right. Yeah. It didn't really matter anyway, but yeah. Oh, excuse me. So what do I want to do? So I'm going to want this spawner, which is going to be an actor, to, when I place in the level, on begin play, shoot out the, so much salt, yeah. It is what it is. Oh, I also need to use, wait a minute. I was going to say I also need to use U properties. Did I not do that? No, I did. Okay, good. You need to add U properties, even just a naked one, no contents, just because this macro will expand to include garbage collection. You may think, why would you want garbage collection? And the thing is, it's not that if you add that it includes garbage collection. If you don't add that, the garbage collector is going to kill it without you knowing. So your game's just going to randomly crash a couple seconds in because the garbage collector says, oh, you don't need it anymore. Because you never attached a tag to it. So you can't ever get rid of the garbage collector in Real Engine. Unless you, like, fork the engine and just, you know, rip everything in the garbage collection right out, which is... I know of some studios that claim to have done it. Some bigger ones, but it's not something one person wants to do. Okay, now, so I'm thinking of what I need to do this. What parameters would I want to expose? One parameter that I might want to expose is follow time. Do I want to allow multiple voxels? Probably not off the bat, because that would be a lot of work to do. Well, not a lot of work. It would be a decent amount of work to control for something that I might always just set to 1. What follow time is something that I want. Maybe some randomization to the impulse. Probably not. A lot of these things I can just, you know, have it be as a value and then switch it in the editor. Because I don't think I'm going to want to change these on a per item basis. So I can hard code it in. But then if I hard code it in, I have to hard code it back out again if I want to change it. But is this something I'm really gonna want to change at any point? Like, change, yes, while I'm working, I'll be iterating and be like, oh, 5 seconds too long, do a hot reload. Oh, now it's 4 seconds, right? Is it gonna be something I want to change on a per level basis? I doubt it, because it's all gonna be the same size container. So even a fall size wouldn't matter all that much. Once I find one that works. I don't think there's really anything I want to expose. And when I say expose, I mean, as I was hinting, something like, you know, here where you're actually able to, like, modify the values in the editor on a per object basis. Yeah, so I can just do that in Visual Studio. As long as every waterfall is going to behave exactly the same. Yep. Okay then. So let's not do that. So oh, it's something I am going to want to add here. So I'm not going to give it a do a float so fall time. Because I am going to need to use it outside of any given value. Or will I? Okay, so let's do here we are. Yeah. Time cycle start, time cycle end. Okay, so float current time equals get world, get time seconds, if get world, show us I can do this here. That's not what I've been doing. I've been doing it the long way, so let's not change that just yet. One second. Sorry about that. We're back. Okay. Time seconds. If time cycle n is less than current time, time cycle start equals current time. Time cycle n equals current time plus 5. So let's say 5 second fall time. I feel like this is probably pretty good. Okay. And then water voxel mesh. So interesting. So physics for a box component doesn't have to move the actor, right? It can only move the. It only has to move the component, I believe. Yeah, so instead of doing add force, I'm going to use add impulse. But, or impulse move actor, or just component? Apply to root component. Okay, so that's good. Actually, I wonder if I can use a arrow component as a root component. Actually, probably could just use the arrow component because it's a primitive component. And then over here. Now let's see what the arrow components scale. Let's use arrow scale 1 for now. Even though it's normal. I mean, it's not gonna matter if removable or not. It's a, yeah. So let's see what happens when you do a hot reload. I don't know if my sound just died for a second there, or if they changed a hot reload sound. Or, yeah. Okay. So about cross streams. Add C++ class check it. Waterfall spawner. Oh, one thing I do want to have is the size. Right. So I do want to change the size. Okay. So I do want to expose I don't know why I want to do that. And then float voxel size. So we're going to exit without saving. Actually, I probably should have changed that around a little bit. I don't know why I did that. If with header void a waterfall spawner post edit change property, and no need to actually call this later. F property changed event property changed event super post header change. Post edit change property. Property change events. Against events. Needs more salt stack. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, from earlier. Yeah. And net if, no end if. Okay. So here it's going to be I'm just going to call each time. So water voxel mesh set scale. We'll scale 3D. So float size equals voxel size times divided by 100, because the default size is 100. So that's what the one scale corresponds to 100 centimeters. Yeah. And then we'll scale 3D equals size. Or, what am I doing? It needs to be a vector, okay, so. This happens when you use a whole bunch of engines all at once. Right. So each time you change a property, it's going to update the world scale. And now I need to add this to world spawner. Oh, Chrome crashed. That sucks. void override. So now this should compile correctly. At some point I may have to, actually, at some point we may have to, like do some streams off schedule, but, more streams, yeah. It depends on how things go. Okie dokie. So over here, do battle cross streams, and once again I'm gonna place the voxel in the level. Come on. Voxel size is gonna be I have to actually do that as default. There we are. So negative 275 is it? Not 250. Or no, 300. 290? 295, really? And then we'll do negative 90 here. And Y is okay. Here we are. They move X a little bit. I think it's 25 there. There we are. I don't know why this is not picking up that. What am I doing? This can be overwritten by the editor. I should do time cycle start equals negative 1 time cycle equals don't know why it's not doing this material though. Why it's not spotting that. So the reason why I wanted a arrow, first off, because I needed a component that so I can move it into level. And I guess I can click on it too, so it'll be easier. But I also want to know which direction I want the voxel to start going in. So if I shoot down the relative plus X, it should go, like forward vector, it should go correctly. There. And I just gotta, you know, copy it each time. But why isn't it assigning that material? And I think if I change the voxel size, it will change accordingly. But why aren't you using that material? Material static class. Oh, maybe it's not loading like that. Okay, let's see here. Oh, it's loading fun. Oh, I need to create a material instance from that. Okay. Which means I probably need to store a reference to it somewhere. Material instance. Okay. So in waterfall spawner, u property use material instance constant. M water UV material. So M water UV material. Really? And let's parse the files in the solution. I'm wondering if I need to redo my IntelliSense thing. What am I doing? Water voxel mesh creates no. Let's just look here. So assign static material instance UE4. I don't think I need to actually create those things, so. Oops. Shouldn't need to do that, because that should only be if I need to actually change some parameters to have a reference to it. So let's look at piece. Let's have a dynamic material instance on it. But I never actually change any dynamic properties on it. How I said it without crashing. Interesting, yeah. That's probably something stupid, but, you know. Oh, look. Slow internet. So we're almost at our time for today, but we're probably going to go a little bit long. Can you show us the code? Yeah. Probably find one a little bit more upbeat, yeah. All right. It doesn't work in a constructor. Should work in a constructor. Oh, unless because I did the revert. I'm getting confused. Like I did that revert and then mesh. Oh, it's opening air, okay. That's what I wanted, was over here. Let's do this water. I don't even know why I was bothering doing that. I can just do that. And the reason why, of course, is because if I want to do actual. But then at that point I can always change it. Okay. Okay. So on begin play, I'm gonna want to have so time. Cycle start equals current time plus fmath random rand range 0.f and 1.f, and then time cycles end equals time cycle end time cycle start plus 5. And there, that will be a little bit of a randomization on that one too. There we are. Right here, so if current time is less than times cycle start, or am I doing it backwards? So this will be my reset condition, I guess. So water voxel mesh set relative location equals f vector, or what am I doing? Is the function f vector 0 vector. And I actually probably have a boolean so I can see if it's been started. Time cycle begun equals false. If current time, if current time is greater than time cycle start, and time cycle begun. Time cycle. It's probably not the most clean code I could do, but you know. Time cycle begun is true. And now we're going to add an impulse to the mesh. Actually, because I don't actually care about that. For the first second, I just want to have the mesh expand. If current time greater than time cycle starts. And current time. That's right. And not time cycle begun. So float expand position equals time cycle start minus current time. So it'll be between 0 and 1 because that's what this is. Float size equals voxel size minus 1f, and then times expand position. We'll call it scrubbing, but expand time, sure. Because it ends up working like that, it's fine. As in, because it's always going to be 1 second, it'll be fine. So it'll be 1 second of whoop. Expand ratio. That'll be the last one. Okay. And then we'll do okay. So restart. Start or restart. Actually, no, it'll be start at the beginning place, so restart. Retrieve voxel, schedule restart, retrieve voxel, begin expansion, animation, release voxel. And then over here it's time cycle begin. False. So really it'll fall for 4 to 5 seconds depending on the randomization of this. And then water, voxel mesh, add impulse. Speed velocity change. So F vector impulse equals so F vector impulse equals see what the impulse actually is. Should be in yeah, magnitude and direction, but what is that? For get active forward vector, impulse times let's do 100.f. The forward vector should be the rotation that the arrow shows, because the arrow should be pointing in the forward direction, which should be positive x in the Unreal Engine. Let's start with 100. 100 should give us some reaction. It might be not so reaction, but it'll give us some reaction. I do want to add an angular randomization now. So 0.5F and 1F. I think this is probably going to be way too high, but whatever. So it should be what we want. So we should see it, you know. Oh, no, it's not. I haven't actually set it as a physics component yet. Simulate physics. And then there we are. So we're gonna add true when we kick it, and when we retrieve it, we set it to false. Okay. Now it should behave as we expect. Hey everyone, welcome to the chat. So this is to the left of gold spawn, so come on. So it should be the right spawn, but let's just make sure. Five, four, three, two, one. Can the king walk on water? They can walk on tiles.
It's more than emotion. I feel I'm never gonna stop. 'Cause I'm falling deep, I guess the pressure's built right up. With all this desire,
So why aren't you retrieving?
feeling elated, I don't wanna come back down. Here I am, there you are. Don't wanna stop. I know, you know it. I can feel it. All the tension rising up, so much in
Yeah, I know a Jesus reference. I get the idea, but yeah. Maybe I need to do a lot more of an impulse here. Oops. I got the idea for that, but yeah. I'm not sure if the problem is that I'm assigning an impulse the same frame as I'm creating a physics actor. I think I crashed Unreal Engine again. Okay. This is where H-Shop would come in handy. I don't get the reference. Sorry, Mayor. Okay, that was interesting. It looks neat, but it looks messed up. I mean, like, look at it. I'll actually expand it a little bit. Something weird is going on here. Kind of going backwards. See that? I have no clue what that's all about.
See your eyes in different faces. It's bugging me out.
Oh.
Starting to get complacent. It's scaring me now. I can erase your lips. Still feel your fingertips on my skin. You come into my
I did backwards there, so I was doing a negative span, so that part makes sense. Now, why is it not adding an impulse? Okay, so that's fine. Oh, it's just assigning a negative value. That's okay. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually move this out because maybe it's assigning a pulse in the wrong direction as hitting the wall. No. So why are you not getting the impulse set? Oh. I can just disable gravity and leave it always on. Okay. That'll work probably better. Okay. Water voxel mesh, set simulate physics, true. So always simulate physics, but water voxel, what? Gravity. Set enable gravity. It's false. And then water voxel mesh, set enable gravity true. And yes, physics. So random range in between those two. Matter of fact, I may want to actually just remove the random range and just try it there. We'll see how this works first. Come on. Of course, I need to actually rebuild. So where to go? Nope. I have no clue where to went now. In fact, I should actually so I'm saying it twice. I can do a bit more efficient by doing else if, but you know, that's not what I'm concerned about right now. Just try not adding the impulse and see what happens. After reloading, of course. If not, I'm gonna just, you know, pause. Waterfall spawner. Where's your mesh? So it's negative 3,000. What's over there? What are you doing over there, you? Might be the set relative location screwing it up. I'm gonna have to do set world location and actor location. Which might be why it's disappearing, because it's going to world 0, not to relative 0 from the actor. Although I was pretty sure that that's how it worked. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. Actor location. Oh. Come on. Come on. And task. And task. There we are. Let's try it again. This time closing down before I hot reload. I may just switch back to Visual Studio 2015. 2017 doesn't seem to be working so well for me. Well, I'm over a half hour late. Oh well. Okay.
I've been painting every fence I know, every color pleasing to the same. 'Cause before you go and walk away, yeah, you better know where you're going. Hey, yeah, you're wondering just like me.
Let's see if there's something general I'm doing.
Yeah, you better know where you're going.
Wrong.
I've been painting every fence I know.
Let's try sets and physics again.
Cause before you go and walk away, yeah, you better know where you're going.
Once again, closing down the editor before I try compiling again.
Just like me. Yeah, you better know where you're going. Just like me.
Okay.
Yeah, you better know where you're going.
So that's a good start. We can fix that little pop in easily. Whoops. Still no impulse. We're very close to where we want to go, though. Okay. Then we'll do if times cycle begun. This is not going to be what we want, because it's going to constantly push it in direction, but at the same token, we want to move it all before we can then do it correctly. So if this moves at all, then we know there's a, you know, that we're doing it right, right? Because then we get a second boolean to lock it or whatever, but before we do that, we want to make sure it works. Even if it looks stupid, we want to make sure it does something, right? Metal cross frames. Let's check here, so. Looks like it's actually moving in that direction. Maybe I should need a bigger impulse than 10,000. Let's try this. Let's try huge impulses. What am I doing? So we're at the point now where floating point starts to break down. I think we're actually starting to get it, you know, have the round. What am I even doing? Okay, so that seems to be less. Whoops. Maybe the problem is I'm implying something too big and it's getting confused. Like I might be hitting a clamp or something. Seems kind of stupid if that was the case, but who knows? I don't think there's an impulse being implied. Let's try 10.
I feel your world is so damn proud, and your words are so damn loud. At night, I can't stay here beside you,
Let's do 10,000. Why not?
'cause my pain grows way too tight. You're electrical.
So this is in centimeters per second. It should be, you know, change the linear velocity to go in that direction by that. I just like to poke it, but that's, you know. I know I've done it before because that's how I did Jam Game and a couple other things as well. Hey, Knowledge, welcome to the chat. Okay. Force, impulse, small. Let's see what they're doing here.
Down here, you can't figure this out. I hope you'll be different with me. Like this, nothing keeps me here. You're electrical, shakes me out of love. I don't wanna feel like this. I'm alone, burning hair like this. You're electrical, shakes me out of love. I don't wanna spend my mind like this. I'm alone.
Okay then. That doesn't matter for me because I'm not doing a skeletal animation. Actually, wasn't there a physics one we were doing? Get actor location. So this should, well, it's in the bounds the actor could push it a little bit. That's not necessarily what I want, but it's a test. So as it falls, it'll actually start tumbling, probably. Yeah, if not, I'll actually try debugging it. This is not in Python, it's in C++. It's Unreal Engine 4, so Unreal Engine 4 is either C++ or the Blueprint's visual scripting system. Well, that did something. I'm guessing the mass might be way too heavy. Thanks for the extra long stream, yeah. Well, I want to get this done before... might not be able to, but I do want to get this done before... I do want to get this done. And I am gonna, if this works, lock it down and only do this in one frame. But before I can do that, I want to get this actually might be all I need. Fuck all. Let's try this. I'm still clipping through. maybe I want to look through the physics example. Actually, did I apply collision at all? I'm gonna have to look this up a little bit more, I think. So anyway, bool impulse applied equals false. And impulse applied. I can't type. Okay. So we only applied once. And I'll give it a good impulse. Because I wanted to actually like bounce off the mesh, but let's try this. Nope. And again, I know it works. Because I've done it before. I don't care about that. Oh, yeah, true. Sounds like I have a problem with the actual mask. What's the matter? Wake rigid body? Is that one of their functions? Oh, it's not. That seems kind of weird. I know I didn't have to do that before when I did Jam Game. That's already been done to the characters? I am confused. Nope. And actually, what we can do is I want to test one more thing as well. Let's edit a sphere here. Block all. Hmm. Do we need to actually do here? What have I been doing? Collision, add box implied collision. There we are. Maybe that was a problem. Well, that was a problem. Okay. So now why is the impulse not working? Well, that should be it for here. Try something a little bit more reasonable. I'm going to delete that sphere later. Okay, so this is the negative y-axis. So instead of doing this, we're just gonna do f vector impulse equals f vector 0.f negative point f and 0.f. And let's see if that fixes our problems. I was going for 3 hours, but again, I want to get this physics bug out of the way. It's been too long. Okay. So there's apparently a problem with getting a forward vector. Yeah, we're at 2 hours, 47 minutes. Now I'm curious what the forward vector would be. Vector impulse equals vector rotation every void vector should work. So let's you know what, let's debug. We're almost debugging. I know an f vector times a float works, so that can't be the problem. Okay. Skip, skip. So impulse is almost exactly negative y, which is fine. Oh, gee. Oh, I found the problem. I'll let anyone see if they find it. Oh, it's such a stupid problem. Can anyone find out what the oh, I had a disconnection from Twitch. So if anyone's in the chat room right now, let's see if anyone finds out what the problem is. And if anyone's watching YouTube screaming at their monitor, I'm sorry. Impulse times whatever value is never being stored. not multiply equal. Multiply these two values, drop it, and keep doing. No, okay. So it was always applying an impulse of 1 centimeter per second. So that was, kind of crappy. So I should have debugged earlier. Just never assigning it. I was always just dropping the value. Interesting how it actually changed the color. Let's see what happens the second time around. Oh. Should actually delete that for now. Save. Multiply by 1,000, why not? So it needs a little more than that. Let's add another little chunk there then. And then to make it tumble and so forth, I will add some randomization to the location. Probably multiplied by the voxel size. There we are. That's what I was expecting to have happen. So 5,000, and then f vector impulse location equals get actor location. And then we're gonna do impulse location dot x equals impulse location dot x plus f math rand range 0 and 0.5 f times voxel size. And then we gotta grab this, duplicate it twice more, and then have it be y and z, y, z. Actually, it's gonna be negative 0.5. Then impulse location. So it'll be not always from the same one. It'll make it tumble a little bit. I'm gonna have to correct the rotation, of course. That's behaving as I want. Okay, well, besides the initial pop in and the initial rotation, I can change that. So on restart, water, voxel mesh, set relative rotation, F rotator, 0 rotator. Then I have to fix a pop in. Which means, you know what? Hidden in-game is true. And then set in-game is false. Here.
Dancing through the streets, we wander, falling for the fire. Burning at the heart, throwing hands up to the sky.
It's going to be set multiple times. I really don't care. It's a small operation. I can optimize it later.
Here for the ride.
Then I'm going to add a bit of randomization to the... I should have that right now, but a little bit of randomization to the... There we go. That's behaving more like I want. Probably want to add a little more randomization to the impulse. Which means I'm going to uncomment out
Burning at the heart, throwing hands up to the sky.
there we are. So now this should be fine. So we're interpolating between half and 1. And if this works, I just need to duplicate it multiple times and we'll see performance. Hopefully, after all of this, the performance won't be terrible. Cool. This will be a moment of truth. Well, once I finish doing all the duplications. I could probably also optimize as well by only simulating the waterfalls that are in the camera's view. Actually, I don't know why I'm just doing this. Accidentally screwed up there. It's supposed to be up to there. There we are. There we are. Save. That's a lot of effects, however, hopefully it shouldn't be too bad for PC. I'm probably going to want to actually decrease the respawn rate. Oof, this is not good. That is not good at all. Okay, well. Oh, because I'm seeing all the level. That could be a problem. Okay. Well, I saved it. Let's see what it is in actual menu. Main menu. New editor. What's the name? There we are. Cross streams, one versus AI. The performance isn't that bad right now. Okay, so we're still over 90. So what do y'all think this looks like? Or, think this looks good, or? A fairly costly effect. However, it will only be costly if we allow it to be enabled when you can see it. Yeah. I mean, this is an editor, so it'll get a lot quicker in standalone when we package it. Let's package it. Okay, now let's new folder, check it. 4156, which I want to use as my folder. There we are. The build, the packaging shouldn't take that long. No, that changed in the last week, and we did a package last week. But I want to see how it works when we're not running debug game. So it's an expensive effect, however, if it's a good effect, then there's not really much we can do about that, right? And since we're already at... Oh, failed. Why did you fail? Unknown error. Good. Well, let's see what it actually did then. Did it actually try to create something? No, it didn't actually create anything yet. Okay, so good. Could have just been a freak out. As a matter of fact, let's actually turn off Blender to make sure there's no any weird thing going on. If there's anything I did in here that could freak it out. Super. All the supers are being called. Failed previous item, check it .exe. Okay then. It's also possible that when I added the file, and it might be why Hot Reload's crashing too, when I add the file to the game, I may have just showed it on screen, but still. When I add the file to the game and it failed, it's possible I could have screwed up my my solution. I may have to regenerate that. So I know I'm not doing anything special in this last one. I haven't really changed anything. Nope, failed. Well, I don't know.
Dancing through the streets, we wander, falling for the fire, burning at the heart, throwing hands at
So we're gonna probably revert back to Visual Studio 2015. I haven't installed it on the while. I should use it and regenerate project files and see if the problem is just the interaction between Unreal Engine 4.15. Actually, I'll probably even upgrade to Unreal Engine 4.16 anyway, and see if we can solve that problem. Anyway, so it was a long day today. Can't accuse me of not doing more work than usual, right? Yeah, so we will see how that works out next time. I'm not sure if it's going to be Sunday like usual or whether it's going to be different. I might rearrange schedule a little bit based on other things I have to do, as well as try and get the game out a little quicker. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.